So today we're going to cover a question that Beauty Cupid had concerning the synergy between African spirituality and others. This is inspired by Reverend Emeka C. Ekeke and Dr. Chike E. Ekiopara, lecturers in the Department of Religious Studies at the University of Calabar, Crossover State, Nigeria. This study is entitled Africans and Their Names for God, which bears striking parallels with ancient Hindu and Buddhist spiritual and philosophical traditions. These are some of the names that different African cultures have. Now, there's this ancient Ashanti proverb that says, no one shows a child a supreme being. It alludes to the fact that children have a natural inclination to the Almighty in the way that they do things. You know, a child is a very innocent being, and children would usually have this innocence about themselves where they didn't learn about hate and grudge and bad mind. They haven't learned about that yet. You know, so a child is like a reflection of the Almighty, a reflection of the Supreme. So these are some of the names of God in ancient African traditions. We have the Yoruba, native to Nigeria. They call God Oludome, right, which is the king or chief who holds the scepter. They also call God Olorun, the owner of heaven, the Lord over visible and invisible things. In the Igbo tribe of Nigeria, in the Igbo tradition, they call the Almighty, and this is very interesting because this one resonates with a lot of universal spiritual traditions and religions. The Igbo call the Almighty Chukwu, meaning source being, which connotes the great one from who being originates. They also call the Almighty Chineke, which means, of course, the source being who creates all things. Right? The Edo of Nigeria refers to the Almighty as Osanobwa, meaning the source of all beings who carries and sustains all of creation. And that's very interesting because that is also the concept in the ancient Ethiopian traditions and a lot of the other traditions throughout Africa and throughout the world, including Tibet and India and these other places. The Nupe, or the Nupe, somebody correct me if I got the pronunciation wrong, the Nupe of Nigeria refer to the Almighty as Soko, meaning creator or supreme deity that resides in heaven and earth. The Kono or Kona of Sierra Leone refer to the Almighty as Yata, meaning God is the one you meet everywhere. And Meketu, which means the everlasting one, or one who is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. The Royal Friends of Abyssinia refer to the Almighty as Exyabir. And Exyabir is an old word in Ge'ez that means together we are one and one with the I am, meaning the Almighty, you know. So they have a way of referring to the Almighty as not separate and apart from themselves out there, but that they are temples of the Almighty, that they are one with the Almighty. And this is an ancient precept that a lot of the ancient traditions also share. The Amazulu refer to the Almighty as Ama. And what I got to understand in further research is that Ama is the sound of the sun. And the Amazulu refer to themselves as people of the sun, or people of the atom, people of the sun. Now, the elder tribes of Sudan, they call the Almighty Quat. And Quat means breath of the spirit that is within the air, in the atmosphere, and everywhere. And the ancient Hindu sages, the ancient schools of Sanskrit philosophy, speak of the divine as the Om, the one of the universe, the one that pervades the universe. And Om is the sound of creation. Om, 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 Om. And you know, with that, I came to understand the meaning of what we call the I am, because the I am really means the I am. So when we say the I am, the most powerful thing we could say is I am. Whatever precedes I am, that right there is the core of the essence of your intended manifestation. So that is why I said in an earlier video, don't say I am broke. Don't say I am broken. Don't say I am poor. Instead, say the things that you want. Don't say what you don't want. Say, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am healed, I am rich, I am successful. And with that, you want to follow up with some action. You know, action is the magic ingredient that's make the whole manifestation come to life, you know, in vivid color. So the thing about the similarities with the African spiritual traditions and their names for God, the concept behind it is what explains the concept in Tibetan philosophy about God, in Hindu philosophy, and in all of the major and popular philosophies of the world. The spirit of the Almighty, God, whatever you would like to refer to that divine presence as, all of them have synergy. And I think when we reach this stage where we could see the synergy and we could make the relations and we could make the connections and we could go back in history to discover the cross-cultural exchanges between each spiritual culture, I think that is where we will finally recognize that all of the ancient cultures, we are reflections of all those ancient cultures and we have the same idea. It's just that slight differences in our perspectives cause us to kind of separate and have disagreements, so to speak. You know, so I think it's important to understand that. And, you know, to Beauty Cupid, I'll definitely cover the other part about creation and man in another video.